we are. What?
You've got lots of them.
Lots of.
Well,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look. We'll have to look. The very same, Deb. The very same. Oh, we've got the very. Oh.
What's that light?
Yeah. Is that working now? Yeah. I've got the very same. The very same oil cans. What are they called? Keystone.
New Hudson cycle, £6.15 shillings.
Got those.
10 guineas.
Those, haven't we?
Royal Enfield.
Oh, where's Royal Enfield?
That one.
Oh, right. Oh, push bikes. Oh, we must go to the motorcycle museum, Deb. It's, if we get a cold spell or too hot in the spell.
I think it's hot all week.
Can you ride tandem?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that one. I'd sit on the back. Going.
Well,
Let's keep pedaling. Keep pedaling. About that.
Yeah, I know. Look, wow. The cans, look. Yeah. What else are we? Let's hold on. Let's go and have a reach over there. Stay there a minute. Hold on. Let's push you in here. So, oh, there's those bicarbonate lamps. Yeah. Oh, and a bicycle spanner. What's in here? Inner tubes. Anything behind the desk? Underneath the desk?
No.
No?
Wheels.
I guess that's a wheel balancing bearing thing. Let's have a closer look at this. That's and a penny farthing. Oh, and a back rack for a bike. The baby one there, look. What are these cans here? Brilliant.
Penny farthing up there looks good, doesn't it?
There's a tandem up the other end, look.
Oh.
Oh, we're lucky. Yeah.
Hello.
That sounded very interesting, but we missed it because there was a crowd.
Oh, that's no worries, that's no worries. I said, so it's all about, at the time, lots of credits that exists. Said, because one of the main problems that happens with Victorians back then, said, is that banks typically don't want to engage with Victorian working class people. Because number one, they don't have the money. Number two, they don't have the, let's call the repute, say, of the local bank owners or anything quite like that. Even someone like me who owns a shop, they'll be quite hesitant in even me entering. So instead, for working class people, they can't trust banks, so they trust their neighbours, they trust their family, or they trust the shops to keep ahead of them, especially for food and everything else. So in the case for poor old Mrs. Jukes here, she's almost 2 full days in debt if she was going to be working the mine, for instance, getting paid 12 pence a day. So I'm starting to get a little bit angsty about the fact she's borrowed money, in this case, to pay for various food items and been put on the slate. So I'm thinking, right, how can I earnestly get her to repay, but I don't go and involve the police, because that's the next
Naming and shaming her.
Absolutely, name and shame. It's the number one here. Said, because I can just leave these all around for smaller amounts. Brilliant. Leave them hidden.
Oh, is that where it comes from? Put it on the slate.
Put it on the slate.
On the tip.
Yes, absolutely. Put it on this, put it on the books, put it on anything. This is where it all begins. Said, is where you put this for credit. Said, and this will be left very publicly, very openly for everyone to see. Again, I don't need to say any words about this.
Yeah.
I just let everybody else do the thinking.
Yeah.
I just let the community do the work. So for Mrs. Jukes, that's going to be quite a hit to the social, let's say, the social honesty that she has in this case. Mrs. Horn, however, it's a completely different aspect here. She's running up almost 3 days worth full pay and working in the mine. I'm starting to get not so much annoyed as this is just pure frustration at this point. This is a lot of money to be held back on. So I'm thinking, okay, your worst enemy for me now is I know exactly what you bought. So I'm going to use that against you, said, because I know that you've bought very controversial items like alcohol and smoking. Said, both of these, if it was Mr. Horn, probably wouldn't have been too much of an issue. Maybe there would have been a little bit of a ruckus about it, but most men would have been involved in some sort of drink or some sort of smoking. That was very much normal. But because it's a Mrs. attached to it, because it's a woman in this case, in a period of great morality, really, said, it's the controversial aspect. Said, and they will start to allow the rumour mill to do its work all around town, as I just leave that again out in the open for everyone to see. I said, I just don't say a word. I said, does Miss Horn really owe you money for that? And I was going, yeah, she does. And I said, she just owes me money, that's it. I said, don't have to say a word. I will let him go off and he'll go tell somebody else, did you see about Mrs. Horn? I said, she owes money for alcohol. I said, oh, I thought she was a God-fearing woman. How dare she drink? I said, and do that, all for it. And then poor Mrs. Horn will finally have enough of all those rumours spilling around, and she'll come running in with like the penny she got, hopefully clear it all off.
I'd say, I'll pay my bill, I'm not paying it.
What's it actually? Put it on the safe.
Put it on the States. I say,
Wow.
I say where it all begins.
Amazing, isn't it?
Quite fine. Thank you. Yes, that's it.
Look at his fancy till.
Oh, yeah.
Fastest one in town. I can guarantee you that. There is only two others which can come close, and that's the one in the butcher's and the one in the fish and chip shop. Said, but this one's the fanciest. This one's built actually by National. Said, however, it is very fancy. Said, its design is very well out there. Said, so whoever wanted this to be originally designed, number one's trying to make a very big statement. They said, and number two is quite almost visually and psychologically attracting you to the shop. Because in the same way that people go, oh my God, that's amazing. I can go, yeah, no worry. This is, this such and such design. Had it properly made just for me, I said, to be brought to my store. And all people will hear is you go, oh, okay. I said, but that's money, money, and money. And they're going to be thinking, where did you get all that money? You run a shop. There has to be something special about this shop that you do for you to earn and make that sort of cash. That's it. So all of that combines into the idea of going, there must be something special about this shop. And they'll look around and I'll try to find out what it is. So that always hit well. But unfortunately, when decimalisation hit, all these fancy machines just became practically useless overnight because they're all mechanical. They only have so many buttons. If I was going to be doing it after decimalisation, I'll be hit with the issue of, oh, I need £20 of 2019, 18, 17, and then 100 for all the penny variations I have to do. Can't do it. So they just get thrown into scrap heaps or
History. Who's gonna? I said to Debbie, who's gonna collect our history today in 100 years' time?
I said it'll be people who think that we were all sorts of weird, probably. It's the same that they do back then.
I don't think there'll be as much change as it's been in the last 100 years.
See, well, some people get very surprised. I mean, if you look at the way phones have changed more than anything else, when it used to be flip phones 30 years ago.
Deb, is that Welsh? Dragon? No. Dragon tile, that? Polish.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did it say? Maybe
No, it
Wales.
doesn't say.
But still, the same familiar names.
Yes.
Brands.
Well, the good thing about this sort of period is all the sort of companies that you thought
Well,
had. Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
That's were back then. Said,
And golden syrup is still today.
running. I say it's still running.
Oxo, I'm an Oxo fan.
Oxo, I will admit here, this is poor on us. We shouldn't have this on display because that's actually a little bit later. It's not 1900. I don't know why we have that there. I need to raise that with them.
They don't realise. Someone doesn't know their history.
Yeah, it's 20th century, not 19th century. So
But
that needs to be
the whole museum is 1900.
all 1900.
Bovril up there. Is Bovril okay?
Yeah, Bovril's fine. Bovril was various sizes. I said, if you were lucky, maybe you would afford something a little bit bigger, but most.
No, it's not Bovril we like. What do I like? Marmite.
Oh, Marmite.
Marmite, aye. That was around. I can guarantee
Was
that
it?
one, aye. That's it. Though it was probably,
Or a version of it.
that's it. Yeah, it wasn't perhaps too nice. Instead, the equipment that they would have used, everything quite like that. Cleaning standards weren't exactly high. Let's be honest.
So was this was a general store? This was classed as a general store?
Just as a proper grocers. However, many of them were starting to go into variations of different selling.
Here they come, look.
See proper items.
We've been following these. We saw them going. We thought,
Don't film
we thought they were making a film or something. Do they get dressed up and it's a
Yeah,
school
the
trip?
schools, aye, I'm saying.
Don't film them, Reg.
We're just walking by. You're all right. There's so many of them. I've heard of them, and oh,
There's about 87 or something like that today. Aye.
is there?
They change all over the week, so I think Wednesday's our busiest day. With
Amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So this is usually my day off, so I get to talk a little bit differently than a bakery. I'm usually in there.
Oh, right.
37 degrees it was in there yesterday, so I'm taking this day off. So enjoy
It's
this.
flipping hot out there now. Actually.
But
I know.
we've thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. It's been really good.
Oh, brilliant. So
Yeah.
say-
We went to the Black Country Museum.